Okay, so there's a second look at the Hampshire Wildlife Trust St Lawrence Field. I've done a video previously, but it was a bit blustery when I did it. I was hoping it'd be a bit less blustery today, but it's still breezy enough to interfere with the sound quality, I think, so hopefully it'll be okay. So this is the kind of the southern edge of St Lawrence Field, obviously a Hampshire Wildlife Trust nature reserve for scarce arable plants. St Lawrence itself, the undercliff is just beyond the tree line there, looking south now. Bank End Farm, new Bank End Farm, old Bank End Farm is just down the bottom, so we're about kind of at most 300 metres away from suitable nesting habitat within the undercliff for cell buntings. And if they were to be introduced down there in St Lawrence, you could well see them moving, 300 metres up here to feed in this reserve, St Lawrence Field. A couple of hectares, so ideally the Hampshire Wildlife Trust would be able to manage this southern section for its priority here, which is a particular rare parasitic wildflower, which needs grassy conditions. So this area is very kind of closed. It was kind of cereal stubbles, but now it's very thick and not at all not ideal for farmland birds, which need a lot of bare ground to find the seeds they're after in winter. So manage this area for that conservation objective. Then you've got this kind of central strip that's like a beetle bank, which divides the reserve into two, and the northern section is where all the yellowhammers get anyway when this field is really good. So sports up to 80 yellowhammers kind of 3 or 4 years ago in winter. It's gone down since then just because the field hasn't really been cultivated for a couple of years, and so it's become way too dense for wintering farmland birds. So they need the bare ground in stubbles, cereal stubbles, to just because the broadleaf weed seeds they're looking for need to be accessible, and it's not accessible if it's thick grass. So the trusts have recently laid the hedgerow along the road, which is excellent, so that will become really good for overwintering birds over the next couple of years. If the trust could manage the northern bit of St Lawrence Field, which I'm kind of pointing out at the moment, as ideally a low input spring barley followed by winter stubble, that would be brilliant. An alternative might be just to cultivate it every 2 years, not deep cultivation, just shallow kind of harrowing or something, just to open the ground up and ensure that spring or that annual broadleaf wildflowers keep germinating and keep producing lots of seed, and it doesn't close over. As I said, accessibility of seed is the crucial factor here, rather than just abundance of wildflower seeds. They need to be able to get down to ground level to get at the seed, and they can't if it's too thick. Beyond that, it's kind of wheat farm. There's some spring sown cereals. There's a cultivated triangle up there, which is kind of the right sort of size for a good overwintering area if it can be managed as wild bird cover crop or spring barley, the usual. And just beyond that is chalk downland, steep hill down reserve, Rue Down nature reserve, local nature reserve. Arable reversion on top of the hill there. That's gravel top, so it's kind of acid grassland, but below that is you go into the chalk, so it becomes kind of recovering chalk grassland where it's been reverted to arable. By the looks of it, there are wildflowers in that area of rough grassland. It's very good for Orthoptera. Very lightly cattle grazed, and some sheep on there as well. And then cereals low down on the flatter ground. Mixture of barley and wheat, winter drilled wheat, I think. And there are some game cover strips up there as well, within probably about 800 metres of where I'm standing now, so they could be optimised for wintering farmland birds as well. So I think this will play an absolute key role, St Lawrence Field Reserve, whether it be as a kind of the centre of a reintroduction area, or an area into which the cell buntings will spread from an alternative kind of reintroduction area. But it's also just really good for yellowhammers when it's kind of when conditions are optimal for them. Just over this side, Dean Farm, can't see it from here, but there's most of his cropping is spring barley. It's not low input, but it's spring barley with woody stubbles, which also helps the local yellowhammer population. That's not as good as this field has been, just because it doesn't have anywhere near as many annual weeds in the barley. He has excellent 6 and 3 metre tussocky grass margins, so you can imagine the cell buntings kind of spreading through this landscape. Fields are quite large, 5 hectare, and a bit larger, but even so the hedgerow networks are excellent, so you can expect there to be territories strung along through these hedgerow networks, as the yellowhammers are at the moment.